The gameplay styles and mechanics for individual sections. During the prehistoric level, fossils were mugged by a group of cavemen. In order to reclaim his hard-earned cash, they'll have to pick off for being fast, knocking out a couple of racers forced to track change. Get ready to crash a lot. Arthur Chase, Holland. Infamous among players for its difficulty.
Smart enough to help unleash the power of your smartphone. Simple enough to install yourself with just a screwdriver and an in-app installation gun. Halo Select from Mars. The simplest way to unlock your smartest phone.
It requires the most anger. The Alchemist. Spyro 2, Rizzo's Rage. Ask any player their least favourite type of level, and there's a good chance escort mission will be their answer. Spyro 2 may be a wonderful sequel, but it still features one of the game's most enraging escort missions. In Fracture Hills, until last Spyro bringing the Alchemist who accidentally changed his speed zone. That Alchemist actually isn't that far away, yet it takes the long, impossible path, and one that's filled with enemies.
If you want small food, ask those better, pay better.
They want straight into them too, instead of just letting you handle them until the coast is clear. It only takes a single hit before you have to start over, easily making it the worst part of the game. The impossible left. Ukulele and the impossible left. It may not be as famous as other levels on our list, but trust us, that it deserves its. The plot of this platformer has three members of the feature line in every level, each of which gives you an extra hit point for use in the impossible left, available to take off whenever you want. We know the name should give us off, but the difficulty spike here is so far beyond anything the rest of the game prepared for. Even with every single beat, there are no checkpoints, and it goes on for an absurdly long time. Plus, a lot of the traps require perfect timing that you have to wait for, adding tedium to an already maddening level. Wrong side of the track. Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas.
What's really your taking signals on the track? 3 sequence of those sudden hypothetical vision games. Up there.
All we have to do is follow the track. But sometimes, things aren't so easy. Big smoke. In this mission, they put chase after a train with a little puzzle traffic rising on top of. Unfortunately, you have to do it on a dirt bike, and rely on big smoke aiming in order to take them out. You have to balance the distance from the train cars so that smoke can actually hit them, made harder by later turns and obstacles like cars and other trains. If you fail, many of us did, frequently, the mission isn't reloaded. Unless you have the foresight to save right beforehand, you have to backtrack all the way across town in order to try again.
All we had to do was follow the damn train.
Look up, Super Meat Boy. Sections, 3 in total, are sure to up your blood pressure. They seem so simple to look at, but actually playing through them is a nightmare. If one of your jumps even at full confident precision, you'll go careening straight into the spike and have to start that part of the level over. The third section is obviously the toughest. Those high-speed spike walls are brutal. Lights out, dark zone. Along with most control software catalogs, there are a lot of sections in Dark Souls that are going to cause frustration. The one that Star plays the most, the one of the lights out. A gigantic poisonous swamp. The other areas get confused with this multitude of moving creatures, easily turning you around. The actual swamp lower down, on the other hand, is even worse. There are plenty of stuff enemies prowling around, many of which will inflict poison damage, and some of which will be able to do so from afar. Traversing this hellhole eventually leads to the Twilight Domain, where you'll have to fight it into the wind. Just like every other enemy in this game, that is Labyrinth Zone. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bison Hard-Tuner is an affordable and durable truck bed cover designed to be used even in the harshest conditions. It is made of top-quality aluminum plates that allows it to hold up to 300 pounds. It also features black powder coated fittings and aluminum hinges, extra wear resistance and protection. 1-inch panels are incredibly strong while remaining light and easy to push. All features rubber GC used on the rack. It sits tight as
Also levels that used to be some of the most notorious and frustrating stages developers have included in their games. Sonic can't switch, so his immense speed doesn't help him when it comes to the Labyrinth Zone, the fourth level in the game. Even if you're managing things, you won't be able to escape the infamous drowning thing, which originated here and is always threatened even the surest players. Combined with trapped enemies, the smoke movement and panic-inducing music will be fueled by the water's grave at least a few times. The level's third act is actually the hardest. On top of worrying about drowning, the game throws seemingly endless fights with exploding enemy faces. This classic action platformer epitomizes the brain Nintendo hard. Like flooding your streets with enemies, giving you a single hit out. It likely caused many players to memorize the Konami code and start with 30 lines rather than 3. However, that probably still didn't help much when it came to the third level. As the only stage in the game controlled vertically, you have to descend to a hail of gunfire. The layout certainly makes the game easy, but it's far from what it's not. If one player jumps quickly, it will all scream to kill the other. And yet, you communicate enough movement, but that's a lot easier now that all of enemies trying to murder you. The library. Halo. Combat Evolved. Of all the enemies in Halo, the flood still terrifies us. But being trapped in a restricted library while they're swarming all over the place will do that to you. During the campaign's 7th mission, Master Chief is confronted by the acting parasites on a near constant basis. What makes the level so frustrating is how poison it is, how slowly this forces progress. You'll be following 343 fields path around, which is exactly difficult, and you must force to slowly override block doors. And then every one of them, players will have to almost all their weapons just to keep the blood at bay. There are a lot of frustrating things about Resident Evil 6, but in terms of gameplay, Chapter 2, the story of the protagonist takes pace and game. It seems getting allied sharing is set by several types of enemies at once. But what makes it unbearably difficult is the fact that it all takes place in the middle of a blizzard. to line the shots up with constant snowfall covering the screen. The enemies themselves are, of course, more along the surface. Some of them are quick-moving flyers, while others take pot shots with sniper rifles, and the snow doesn't seem to hinder their side. It's all an annoying attack.
So, life and trusted native having used.
Pops are crazy! The high road, crash bandicoot. One of the hardest tricky platforming stages in existence, the high road to crash bandicoot to make you want to snap a controller into. The legendary level is all the work like the platform. Narrow ones with little space and sand, also great after just a moment of standing on them, and once made of ice and sliding over the edge. Some of it's just excruciating as well, requiring tracks to hop onto a curve to gain enough momentum. It would make it even more frustrating with the remake since, while physics and controls were updated, gameplay out wasn't. There's no room for errors, and the high road is more like than any other in this game. Welcome to the machine. Echo the dolphin. One might expect a game where you play as a dolphin to be pleasant, but that is definitely not the case with Echo. Players spend some battle in face of alien armor throughout the game, culminating with Echo visits that flat. Well, the team is an awesome controller with an abundance of parts, giving it amazing by quality, as well as a plethora of ways to skill use. And let's say it's never like to use exact routes, Echo is built in front. If it's not, it'll be the drones that dive into the off screen and push you in. All of this is extremely awful, but it's compounded by the fact that there are no checkpoints. Can't wait to be king, the Lion King. Even if you haven't played this tie-in, there's a good chance you've heard about this ridiculously high difficulty for a children's game. The second level, which recreates the I just can't wait to be king sequence, is far less enjoyable to play through than it is to watch. Simply uses a variety of angles to get through different platforming sections. Riding an ostrich and jumping over quickly coming at them is certainly tricky. However, the most mercy sections deal with monkeys that got similar between them. You can launch make big monkeys change their directions, but with most hidden off screen, there's still no telling where you'll end up without a lot of trial and error. It takes the smart mode takes to make it great. The great thing with a smash floating ball. The smash throws ball is often considered one of the most strengths. Some of it has a bubble, others though, it's some space necessary. The grand story mode that brings in all characters. However, the right before you reach the final boss, you're hit with a level that is both boring and frustrating. Not only does the Great Maze recycle all the level environments you've already played through, but also many of the boss and mini-boss fights. The layout is exceptionally annoying, which will often reach a dead end and have to work your way back. It's meant to have to be an ultimate challenge, but all it manages to do is suck out all the fun and story mode it managed to build up. L.I.L. Grace of the Halling Tree, Elder Tree. It's good to see that From Software has never lost its name to this complete screen, but that doesn't mean you can't get frustrated when it hits other people around. And an offshore dungeon challenge during the game, L.I.L. is known for the most partiest players. It's massive castle filled with plenty of branching paths, so there's a lot more coming in. Unfortunately, exploring has encountered the toughest enemies the game has to offer. Given the studios' reputation, that's saying a lot. It was all the sort of damage that you're likely to be unprepared for no matter what. It ends with a fight against the lady, who quickly became known as the brilliant boss in the game. People also like so we did the adventure of like this Excel game is probably the hardest of the whole series, so it shouldn't come up a surprise to learn that its final level is a doozy. The Great Hammer has a lot of factors that can cause irritation. There are a literal ton of enemies, most of which are excessively powerful, some of which use fireballs from afar, and others that are so intimidating, they only show up here. Add on an absurd amount of multi-type texture and plenty of traps to fall into, and navigating the storm that you do also make you suffer. That's not to mention 2 bosses instead of 1, the Thunderbird and Darkly, both of which are naturally pretty tough. Stage 62, Kingdom Diamond. Need to guide you through players how deadly the life of the kingdom can be, especially in this infinite level. The objective here is as simple as it is in all the rest. Reach the end without dying too much. What makes this near impossible, however, is the onslaught of enemies.
You're fighting for a spot. We can see me ready for a big win streak.
Some of them are placed in cheap locations, while others dive bombs from the side of the screen. And since many step in either direction, no matter how slight, cause those off-screen enemies to respawn, you'll have your work cut out for you. It's also a pretty lengthy stage. Considering each level has a time limit, there will be no moments of peace here. And then, GoldenEye 007. We all have fond memories of boring hours of GoldenEye, whether it is the iconic multiplayer or the campaign which created possibility, but none of our fond memories are of this place. The aspect level is a lot of the story of normal difficulty, and it is much harder than the game would have prepared for every enemy, including the powerful duels, will have high-powered weapons that will improve accuracy and reaction time, which is to say they're going to hit you, and it is going to hurt. If you die, when you die, you'll be forced to start the level over. This is where your skills as an agent are really put to the test. Level circus, cycle. In those things are bad that makes a belief have a different level of difficulty. Psychonauts hard play platforming to the minds of various six characters. The final level, each circus, is the product of two cycles brought together. However, it also brings elements that are exceedingly maddening. One section has to restore the character with little help, while others use quite an unexperienced platform. You have little life, there are a few deaths, and some of your objectives are simply unclear. It has a reputation for its massive flight difficulty, making it an unbalanced nightmare and an otherwise extremely enjoyable game. We're grateful it was scaled back so that future players could actually end on a positive note. Farewell, Celeste. Even some of the most beautiful, emotionally fulfilling games have levels that make you want to rip your hair out. Celeste is one of those games. Following its release, the developer gives you the 3 DLC titled Farewell. To say it made every other level look like a painful would be an understatement, which is saying a lot considering how tough the majority of the game is. Barrel was designed with the hardcore in mind. It's incredibly long, and some areas are mostly handled with a small safe path and with no spots to rest. It also enforces techniques you really only use beforehand if you wouldn't speed running. The temptation to turn on any of its assist modes will be strong. Through the fire and flame, Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. You may stop to find a Guitar Hero track so high, but that must mean you've never tried to make it through Dragon Force through the fire and the flame. One of the shreddiest metal songs in existence, this track will have your fingers stumbling all over you, even on the lowest difficulty. You don't even have time to register what's happening before you're at least another dozen notes behind. And at that point, you might as well start over. That was the pain many of us felt when attempting to conquer this track. Always those who practice over and over to perfect the timing. With songs like this, Legends of Rock is a suitable name.
Is helping pros do their stuff and how pros do more.
The Dash, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In the late 80s, the Ninja Turtles were everywhere. It may have been exciting to get an NES game with the heroes in a hard shell, but that excitement turned sour almost immediately, with one of the most famously unfair levels in gaming history. This underwater section can take fault with one of the turtles. The swimming controls are pretty poor, but that's not the worst part. There's also electric seaweed surrounding pretty much everything, leaving you little room for error. Still, many players could have done this slowly, if not for the time limit of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It basically forces you to act quickly, ensuring you'll get skilled in the process. The perfect run. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario Galaxy 2's Grandmaster Galaxy is a gorgeous, bringing together many of the mechanics, enemies, and platforming elements seen across the game. It's the final level you unlock, so it actually poses a pretty big challenge. But after you've beaten it, you then have the option to do it again. Only this time, you die in one hit, and there are no checkpoints. With so many different ways to die here, it's probable you're experiencing all of them during the perfect run. It'll take everything you've got to snap your Wiimote in half once you reach the double digits. Anyone can play Mario, but only the strongest reach this level then. Turbo Hammer, Battletoads. Battletoads is one of the most challenging, frustrating games ever created. It's even harder solo, because there's no way to turn off friendly fire. The way of fight. The fight speed is so immense, you'll barely have time to think before you grab into one of the many walls. So that's only the first section. As it goes on, you'll also need to hit ramps, dodge holes and other hazards, all of which can match with lightning fast speed. This level will likely remain in infamy for all time. What's the most frustrating level you've ever got to? How about one that makes you give up completely? Share your thoughts in the comments. And be sure to subscribe for more great videos every day. Hey, I need the culture.
No problem. You can try using mayonnaise instead.
What about Greek yogurt?
If you don't have mayonnaise, then yeah, Greek yogurt is a great choice. The texture is similar, but you might want to add a little extra salt.
Most Phoenix non-Phoenix for Phoenix for that helps us to get to the goal. As a coach,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Skyrim. My name is Cal, but more importantly, welcome back to the Curating Curiosity series for a long-awaited new episode. In this video today, I will be curating to you the curious curiosities that can be found within Soul Stuff. Now, before we get back, timestamps for each of the curiosities in this video can be found down in the description and in the comments. Down there are also links to my other curating curiosities videos and my social media links. Be sure to check all of that out. So Soul Stuff, it's the last bastion of the Sea of Ghosts of the long-lost continent of Atmore to the north. The Frostbitten Kingdom cultivating the spirits and the gorgeous secrets of life, which are unexplained and Soul Stone is only played in Dragon Ball DLC and the massive region esports. So much so, this will undoubtedly be the largest CCC video for Skyrim. Soulstone was also originally introduced in the Bloodmoon expansion to the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. It was once an untouched gem of raw and primal nature, with thick forests to the south, and frozen wonderlands to the north, steeped in mystery and ancient intrigue. The north is home to places of permafrost and mountainous ice sheets, whitewashed with cold winds and dotted with different interests. While the northern regions of Solstan remain relatively the same, now, 200 years later, the south, on the other hand, has been bastardized, disfigured in blast waves of pyroclastic gas, unleashed by the eruption of a mountain rather than fireworks. The once pristine pastures of wild, deep green forests, capped with white snow, are now rendered grey, scarred, and scorched. Trees bent and stripped, bosks burnt and sundered in the ashen shadow of the mockingly fiery skyline that so beautifully frames the towering transgressor of Red Mountain. Now, the geography of the island bears a similar trait to both Varnfell and Skyrim. Solstheim is divided into 4 regions. Felsund coast to the northeast, Overspan forest to the southwest, Isinthia plains run from the southeast and goes all the way up through the middle, where it meets the Musrim Mountains, which comprise the northwestern reaches of Solstheim. In the 16th year of the 4th era, after the devastating cataclysm that was the eruption of Red Mountain, which nearly destroyed the Dark culture, the High King of Skyrim gave the island of Solstheim to be used as a home for the surviving refugees of Morrowind. So not only has the landscape been reforged to a more unbearable, but the culture and population have been transformed from the ancient traditional norm and the more modern imperial culture almost purely Dundalk. Not only that, but the population increased drastically and the racial balancing is now greatly done as well, with the new Dark Elves calling Solstheim home and the active erosion of Solstheim's great forests, a large amount of alien and Sherian fauna now calls Solstheim home as well, such as Netches, Ashbobbers, and even a silt spider. Some of Solstheim's original wildlife have been transformed along with the wilderness, such as the burnt spriggans and Axford. Mother Nature molested by the molten fury of the Red Tower, once the Bastille of Lorkhardt's Heart and Dagger's Citadel. Solstheim has been defaced and violated by the shattered bones of some lost human bodies as Red Mountain is known indoors absorbed when dragon tunnel. Luckily, to the north, the traditional fauna, flora, and creatures remain mostly untouched, with a population of ragged, bristleback werebears, werewolves, deer bears, wolves, saber cats, snow foxes, spriggans, and orcas, living as if nothing had changed. All of this mixed in with a new underlying threat of the Mayor's Laura and the return of those dragonborn miracles. Solstheim has never seen darker days, but with these drastic changes and darkness comes an array of uniquely curious things to find across the isle of Solstheim. So now we know exactly where we are exploring. Without further hesitation, let the curation begin. On this first curiosity, we have a Reaver's Folly, found in the mouth of a bay the Raven Rock is housed in. A seemingly uninteresting island at first, until we are coast closer and a waggling tattered flag atop a small burnt knoll. Down by the shore, we can find a boat with a few sands and crates, both inside and next to the vessel. But on top of the boxes is a big axe, suggesting that whoever was here to mine something, if you like to ask. Who? Well, this question will be answered promptly, as at the base of the basalt cliffs is a hardstone deposit, a rare and sought-after mineral, undoubtedly one of the lightest in the harvest. If we head up the hill, we'll spot some alarming signs. There were clearly people set up in camp, and they are still here, just alive. Yes, that's right, this group of weavers met their fate on this small island. Along with their treasures, we can find an apothecary satchel, a chest, and a strongbox, all of which contain random level loot. But what happens here exactly? How do these readers die? When we make our way onto the island, we'll soon discover the culprits. Yes, ashhoppers, which will easily hop out of the ground and be very hostile. While they look quite squashable, ashhoppers can be a menacingly dangerous adversary if it has the element of surprise, which it often does. Too bad these readers chose to mine on an island already claimed by the ashhoppers. But for now, let's just hop along. Heading south, now we have a rather sad find, and one we have explored more in depth before. It's Roldom's last stand. On the map we can see that it can be found here to the south of Roldom's house on the coast. As we approach this location, we'll see a bigger Spaniard who soon distinguish that this is not a person but a spriggan. The elegant woodland upon a creature of nature and the forest that has been set ablaze, and is now trapped in a smoldering prison. It's very unemployed. A clear reminder that Red Mountain melted and mutated the fauna to match the significant ecosystem. A sad sight, but to make it even worse, down by the walkable notice a small boat had a body lying on the shore, face down in volcanic sand and ash. A suspiciously underdressed man, considering that we are on Solstheim, a very cold place, the very far north. Maybe he's a werewolf. They often tend to dress this way, although that conclusion is unlikely, as on the ground next to him is a broken axe, along with pools of his blood. So if he was a werewolf, surely he would just use his beast form and his big wolf hands over using an axe. In regards to his death, it would appear that this guy was pretty was the one that killed him, still protecting them from the forest, despite the account being of the last of wisdom. It's an individual chest and a strong box, both of which will contain loot reflected by the character as well. So far, this is quite a strange find. Even after searching his body, there are no clear signs that the ability is or why it's here. Now, as we head north, there is the location known as Welcome's house. Inside the depths of the basement, we can find his dead lover, Bjorn. On his corpse, there is a letter to Bjorn, which reads as follows. Bjorn, do not come to this place, I have not much self left. Not a fleeting taken us, though. Now, as mentioned before, there is a much deeper story to the story, and it turns out that Roldo and Bjornfjord are actually the only confirmed same-sex couple in Skyrim. I do have a full video. It is located here to the northwest of Raven Rock. Here, next to the ocean, we'll spot a large rocky hill. If we use our sharp eyesight, we'll notice some bolts of cloth waving in the wind. We'll soon spot a small, rough pathway leading up the incline, marked by a small number of cans, adorned with pieces of fabric, trustfully guiding us up to the crest. Up here, beneath the safe shade of a large pine tree, is a rock with several items of interest. Around the base of the rock, we can find some ash yams, either planted or grown naturally ever since the eruption of Red Mountain. There is also an albino spider ray, which has no obvious origin other than a spider. of course, but that spider is nowhere to be seen. There's no reason for this spider to be here. And most curiously is on top of the rock, there is a shiny kinneret and a few offerings such as a trauma and a bottle of flame. For those that don't know, kinneret, also known as kind by the Normans and kin by the Cockling, the metallically skinned human tribe of Cyrida, is one of the 9 divines and goddess of nature. She is the strongest of the sky spirits, and is the deity of the heavens, the winds, the elements, and the unseen spirits of air, patron of sailors and travelers. Kinneret is invoked for auspicious stars at birth and for good fortune in daily life, but generally she is seen as the embodiment of nature. So finding a shrine to her out here on a secret next to the ocean with the winds blowing across her, salted shrine, under a tree with ashen growing around her seems like a very fitting place for a shrine to be. Although, to replace this shrine is a bit of a mystery, nonetheless a beautiful spot with goddess involved with many beautiful things. I personally wasn't really sure exactly how it is, not how anything. So let's get out of here. Although I guess you could say that this place has already been altered. Next up we have the steep chest. On the map we can see that coming down here just to the east of Bloodsdale Barrow, on the very steep and rubble-covered steeps leading up from the shoreline, will be a small large chest hidden behind a tree and nestled in a small indent within the land and the natural slopes. There is also a central underneath by trees in the common. This kind of chest, which was considered a boss-level room chest, often found at the end of very long dungeons containing fitting rewards for such a challenge. So, it is a very strange occurrence for one to be found out here in the middle of nowhere with no apparent owner. The satchel along with the chest will contain random level loot, but that still doesn't answer why this is here, and despite being slightly hidden, it's not still not discovered. So who would place such valuables in a rather stoppable location? I mean, sure, it's out of the way, but it's not hard to get to. A very strange finding indeed. Flatly placed in by thieves as they try to escape, and they never came back. And curious one, no doubt. For this next curiosity, we have the drunken island. On the map, we can see that this sits down to the south of the abandoned lot. Once here, along with gorgeous green emerald geodes, we will see the side of the cat and find out when the light, crushed brutally by a colored blocks and a raw metal ore. A sad sight at first and a strange one. The colors one end up crushed underneath a rather low card full of rocks and metal. Well, I suppose we best dig around the miners can and see what we can find. Just a stone's throw away underneath the shade of a tree, we will find his tent. A few meaningful items such as shoes, a bedroll, and a bucket. But this bucket doesn't contain water. It contains bottles. And not just any bottles, but bottles of mead, the famous liquid alcoholic beverage. Looks like he was into drinking. On the crate next to his tent, we will see the found an airlock, likely from one of the nearby geos. There is a strong box here, more mead, and most importantly, we have an alibi. The strong box on the crate, by the way, also contains meager level loot. So was it the mead that led to this accident? Yes. Yes, it was.
Oh.
Next to his body, also half buried under rubble, we can find another mead bottle. It's likely that he was either drunk while moving his cart on rock, he lost his footing and fell, being crushed by his own load, or he had been previously drinking and left one of the mead bottles on the ground. Then, while moving the cart, he stepped on the mead bottle, slipped backwards, and proceeded to be cornered by rocks, rubble, and gold ore. One of the two. Just take your pick. Axe. So despite him finding both emerald geodes and the gold deposit right next to his camp, he still managed to mess it up. Oh well, at least it's nothing major, as it was just a minor incident. For this next curiosity, we have the spider nest of the southwest. As we can see on the map, despite being in the southwest, it can be found to the northeast of Raven Rock. We'll have to be careful not to get tangled up in this one, in the middle of what's the left of the southern forest of Soulstone. And our albino spider has decided we're better to place its eggs right here on the ground. We can actually harvest these albino spider egg pods if we so decide. Luckily, there are no spiders nearby, but this is a foreshadowing of what's to come. So for now, let's leave this place and enjoy our time while we're still spider-free. Yes, now this next curiosity, we have the Crater of Corruption. On the map, we can see that this can be found to the northeast of Fort Frostmoth. As we know, Red Mountain's eruptions spewed forth into molten parts, and Soulstone is now covered with globular blotches on its magma. This new, unwelcome spirit of Soulstone has twisted and tortured the wildlife. No finding is more apparent of its corruption than this crater. Two once beautiful, elegant springs, mothers of the forest, are now branded with the charred mark of the Red Tower, forever torched and forever tortured. Now an acolyte of fire and a thrall of sundered corruption. Around this crater we can find two advanced ribbons, guarding this flaming pile of Red Mountain's flesh, like it was their own, even perhaps protecting this limestone deposit, which has pushed its way to the surface, thanks to the eroding immense of the Red Mountain. We should leave this place, before perhaps even we become corrupted by this fragment of the heart of the dead god. I do hope that either rains on these spirits to quell their suffering, or perhaps it would be kind to boss to just kill them.
That's a joke because kindness does, Major. Joke's always funny when that looks funny.
Moving on to this next curiosity, we have observed a one-burning glow. On the map we can see that it can be found here to the west of the Sunstone. As we make our way across the barren dust lands of southern Solstheim, among the bushes skeleton trees sticking out of the ashes like thorns to a fabric, we can spot that something else was butchered. A massive cluster of bones and skeletons scattered along the ground like twigs on a forest floor. Not only that, but there is blood, and lots of it. We will also see that there is a reader slumped up against this tree, next to which is a chest. Something tells me that this is a trap, especially with all the blood and the skeletons. Should we see what's in the chest? Yeah, let's do it. Well, I can confirm that random level looting is what you'll find in here, and no, it's not worth dying for. But as we try to leave, the crux of the story will reveal itself. Yes, the dreaded ash spore. The man who needs some moisturizer, lip balm, and eye drops. They look exactly like how I feel when I wake up after a night out. I need water! Now, while the origins of the fear-inducing ash spawn aren't quite apparent, they definitely are connected to Red Mountain and its spreading corruption of cinders across the once beautiful land. But how did the ash spawn place this treasure here? That seems unlikely, so they have killed many people who have attempted to search the treasure for themselves. Perhaps they were once men, and after Red Mountain's eruption, they were forged anew from man to ash spawn. Now thank God for they found the only thing that they now know. A very strange case, and one I don't think we'll ever know the true answer to. So let's leave them be, and let them keep their meager loot. Not that it's meager, but I'm not risking my life over it. Yes, amongst the grim and barren tales of late we have, well, while it is actually kind of sad, it's also heartwarming. I talk, of course, of Dusty, the Silk Strider. On the map we can see that she can be found here, to the northwest of Tel Mithril. If you have played the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, or the Morrowind chapter of the Elder Scrolls Online, you will be familiar with Silk Striders. They were the main form of transportation on Morrowind, particularly Vardenfell. Now we can also find her keeper, Rebus Savani. If we speak to him, we'll learn that Rebus found Dusty's cocoon in a small cave on Vardenfell, after the eruption of Red Mountain wiped out most of her species. He raised her into an adult, but mentions she hasn't been in traveling condition for a while, and that he is staying with her until she dies. So while Dusty is an instantly smile-inducing sight, followed by a wave of nostalgia, if we stop and think for a second, it's quite sad. Dusty is all alone, and nearing the end of her life. As far as we know, she is the last surviving Silk Strider, and the once welcoming howl of its Silk Strider now sounds like a sad call of loneliness that echoes throughout the barren graveyard around her. She's now the last of her kind, a fossil of a time past. Goodbye, Dusty. Moving on to a visually brighter note, we have the Telbenny Graveyard. On the map we can see that it is here, and it can be found to the northeast of Tel Mithril. Now down by the water's edge, strutting out into the bay, there is a small finger of land pushing out into the cold dark sea. It is walled with a casual stone border peppered with death-belled plants, which are quite fitting for a graveyard. Now at the point of the land, there is a tall pine tree marking the location of it. There are also a number of sarcophagi, seemingly with ancestral unmarried patterns scenes etched into the stone pieces. As I'm sure you've noticed, there is also an ash spawn standing next to an empty sarcophagus, clearly suggesting that the ash spawn was birthed by a dead body that was filled with the corruption of Red Mountain and the ash zombie in a sense, and we have seen ash zombies before in the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, so something of the sort is definitely a possibility. Now, given that this graveyard is right next to Tel Mithril, the only Telvanni mushroom tower on Solstone, combined with split dark elf motifs of the graveyard, it goes without saying that this graveyard is filled with the bodies of the Telvanni. So this actually could have been one seed of powerful wizard of the ancient art of learning. Now we'll also start to possibly some little guy has been named ways if we open all we'll find is a stuff of Now Elijah is actually attached to the quest to do with Tel Mithril, so we'll have to have a look around at the other graves. One, just with a skull in it, which begs the question, where are the bodies? The other person is either buried alive and is trying to the lip off, or this person had died, was buried, then that is a black, just like this other axe form over here. Either of those are quite scary thoughts indeed. To die only to rise as an ash spawn absorbed from mountain's corruption and seed, growth from the fiery flame that had spat across the land as a reminder of its seething intent. In view of this great situation, let us leave this place and hope the walkers in death find peace, or some solely for that chance again. Next up we have the overcooked mines. On the map here you can see that these guys can be found to the south of Tel Mithril on the basalt cliffs to the south. Jumping out of the ocean, we can spot some interesting things. At the base, there are some clams and a nursery. Up on the next tier of the cliff, we have a charred corpse, a hudson, and a knapsack. This knapsack contains various bits and bobs, but nothing of extreme interest. But up on the top tier, we can find another charred corpse, another half-special deposit, and a mighty pig. There is also a bottle of flint, resting on the top face of one of the basalt formations. This paints the clear picture that these two were miners, and they came to the spot specifically to mine the hardstone deposits. Now, as we know by this point, anything to do with Red Mountain and its influence on Solstone and left hands well, in this case, specifically the hardstone deposits. Now, how exactly did these two go from being flesh to ending up looking like the result of one book? Well, we will have to get a little closer to find out. As we approach the site, two Ashstone will rise from the grey ground and be ready to protect their treasured hardstone. Of course, needless to say that this is the ash spawn that dealt the final blows of howling molten ash onto these miners, who were immolated and left as burnt passes for their fallen selves. Let's leave this place before we get a real bad case of sunburn. Moving on north to this next curiosity, we have the small little spider scar. As we can see on the map, this can be found here, to the west of Tel Mithril. This is a rather long strip of land that has been abundantly and exceptionally damaged by the wrath of Red Mountain. A wide volcano with a white face, a mirror of cinders, spiders, and ash. Now this is where we can make a particularly amazing discovery, as the land was blasted by the liquid rain of Obsidian storms. As we have observed, it twisted the water. Well, these once-albino spiders can actually adapt and take on elemental attributes of their surroundings. So as this nest of spiderlings were forced to be forged in the fire, they absorbed that trait and are now fire spiders. Even more amazingly, you can actually create and use these spiders as weapons, altering their genetics to your will to build an array of varied and ferocious additions to your arsenal. No, I'm not making that up. I actually do have a full guide for that. So if the idea of such a weapon tickles your fancy, be sure to check that out. But if not, be sure to stay clear of this strip of lava land. Ah yes, now be sure to bring a change of underwear for this one, as we have an ambush of Apocrypha. On the map, we can see that this can be found to the southeast of Fort Frostmoth. Once here, down by the grey shore, there is a small spit of land reaching gingerly out into the soft sea of ghosts, with some clams, a log, a collection of rocks, and a nernroot singing away its seems inviting enough. But as we approach to inspect the tranquil, stunted shoal, hello, a little curiosity from Apocrypha.
Yes, that is right. A lurker is here waiting for unlucky travelers. Now, while Red Mountain has stolen the show as the greatest contention on Solstheim, this lurker reveals the true, occult dissidents buried beneath the surface and infecting the very soul of Solstheim. Yes, that's right. This abomination is a creature of Apocrypha, the plane of oblivion ruled by Hermaeus Mora, the Daedric prince whose sphere is the scrying of the tides of fate, of the past and the future as read in the stars and heavens, and in whose dominions are the treasures of knowledge and memory. Also known as Hormeus, Mora, the Woodland Man, and the Demon of Knowledge. As the main questline of the Dragonborn DLC reveals, Hermaeus Mora is up to no good. Well, I suppose that is for each of us to decide for ourselves. But this little shoreside surprise from a realm unnatural in comparison is a poetic note in reflection to what lies beneath all of Solstheim. But now, let us lurk away from this spot. Now, as we move further and further north, I do hope that you don't mind some eight-legged friends, as we have the Spindler of Carrick Lunax.
Get rid of your smelly water within 24 hours. Our anode corrects and prevents rotten egg smell in hot water once and for all. Like thousands of households, take 50. And these are all AI voices and are strictly for entertainment purposes. If you think I'm playing a video game to push political views of my own, then I really need to reevaluate my life. A viewer discretion is advised. Thank you for watching, and we're back with cricket. Hey, if it isn't the felon himself, how was the clean? It was an absolutely terrible experience.
I saw your mugshot. Looks like you've been practicing in the mirror for that work of art.
Had no idea what a mugshot was until that day. Never learned about that at the Wharton School of Finance.
Yet they thought about interfering with elections. Very odd educational institution.
I didn't interfere with anything. I tried to correct what Joe interfered with. He led a corrupt election.
Joe can't even walk a straight line. I highly doubt he was capable of stealing an election.
I can walk a straight line, thank you very much. The line will just have a couple curves and zigzags in it. Yeah, Joe, what the fuck are you wearing? Oh, we are now selling Bibby Watt merch. Link is down in the description. We have hoodies, shirts, and even... So now we're selling. Perfect.
His name is still not spelled correctly, Joe.
Ben, I tried telling him while I designed it, but he insisted.
Wait a minute. How are you even out? You should be in jail. Guards, come get him!
He was released on bail.
How much was that?
$200,000.
Which is like $2.
Uh-huh.
But it was a very sad day for our country. Yeah, because you got out on bail. You want to throw hands, Joe? I'll fucking kick your ass. Would love to see the new moves the thugs in prison taught you. All right, Barry, we'll be back. Joe and I are going to step outside and check.
No, you're not. Joe, leave him alone. He's been through enough the last few days. Last thing he needs is more stress and frustration.
Oh, no, I want all the heat. Give me all the fucking heat.
All right, let's make this short. Donald, you can be with Ben. Joe, you and I will be a team.
I just like the good old days, no buckaroo. Ah, yes, the Great Recession. Great times.
8 years, bitch.
Without peaches.
Impeachments?
And you know how much shit I did to fix that recession? Meanwhile, how many jobs were lost in 2020 under your power?
Because of a manufactured virus?
We don't have time for conspiracy theories.
Agreed, we're getting off topic here. Ben, want to pick a team we haven't been yet?
You know what I think would be a lot of fun?
If you just pick the fucking team? Yeah, come on, Ben. No one has time for your bullshit.
Fine, let's be the Reds. I want to use Ellie.
Oh, from that show, the last of it.
We'll be the Cubs. Division on, I don't think we've used either of these teams yet, so what the hell?
I think I will pick the stadium this time.
No, I will be picking the stadium. Ben picked the jump last time, and Barry picked the fucking minor league field to show built in front of the Capitol. No wonder why we were dead.
Donald, that field is good. There is no field in front of the Capitol.
How are we going to?
You just chased down to D.C.
I was screwed out of D.C. because of you.
All right then, Donald, pick your amazing field then.
Probably going to pick some boring field no one wants to play on, right, guys?
And then complain about it even though he picked it.
Oh, I got fucked up. Now I'm picking the Coliseum.
No, fuck all.
The Coliseum in Italy?
Can't believe you picked literally the worst place on earth.
All right, that is a bit of an exaggeration.
Yeah, I'm not a very violent guy, but I really want to beat the shit out of you right now, Donald.
Not a violent guy, my ass. Put him up, bitch.
Guys, what are we even doing? This is a bunch of malarkey. We got a game to play, and we all have to work together so we can win. No, we aren't all playing on one team like we did in that. We are doing two different teams.
Oh.
Well, fuck all of you.
Oh, this guy's broadcast. I'm playing first, Ben.
Actually, would it be okay?
Actually, would it be okay if you shut the fuck up?
Oh, man. What the hell was that, Phil? Expecting on the 200 miles an hour pitch?
It's finished, all right? Sleepy Joe calls the
So you'll swing in a pitch if you're ready, but not one right down the plate?
I did swing. I hit that. It didn't register because he threw it so fast.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, looks good.
Nice hit, Joe. Oh, Joe.
Damn it, Donald. Stop throwing so fast. Poor baby can't catch up to the heat, Joe.
Oh, blew it right behind.
He's fucking hacking. Oh, shit.
Relax, Joe. Just take the mound and brush it off.
I'll brush you off.
Pardon?
For fuck's sake. Today, Joe? Fuck. Oh, man.
That's 2, Donald.
Maybe 3.
No, it sure as hell won't be, Donald. In fact, it may not even be 2.
What is this off target?
Why is he getting up?
Killer hack, Donald.
I got it. Yeah, I don't think so. How much did I sell them for, or how much did I actually make? You know, eBay fees hits you like losing an election. 1-0, shitbirds.
Yeah, Joe, can you focus on the game, please?
Hit me with the number after fees.
The Sapphire I made 180, Mojo 87. I also sold 2 of his base paper first for $29.
Each?
No, total. So you made like $300. Tell me, kid.
I say you made out though, Joe.
With who?
The cards.
I didn't make out with my cards.
Well, what were you hoping for?
I'm not for Benjamin.
But you guys may be fine talking about bullshit that you guys are playing with. But I'm not. Can you please just shut the hell up?
We literally always talk.
But
I'm not going to let you change that because you're salty over grounding out into the shit. Learn to use the whole field.
all right. Yeah, up here, Donald. How's that for you in the whole field?
A slow roller that gives you the slower infield than the slow slide back. What the hell? Hey,
Good Lord, how am I supposed to even see that?
Barry, those 2 are hacking. Throw them out of the game. Dude, we'll hack in lectures, but hacking a video game is crossing the line here.
Donald, you really need to get the fuck over it.
All right, man, let's see what you got at the plate today.
Right.
Looks like it'll be all up to me. Once again.
There we go.
Just let me know.
First round pick.
Donald, it's literally my second at bat. Plus, I pitched a scoreless inning.
I'll put a sticker on your shirt for participating today. Can I get one too?
This is outside.
Way to protect the plate with 2 strikes, man.
Piss off.
Louis, are you going to throw it?
No, you don't want to do it. Right down the plate. If you're not going to swing the bat, then just let me hit it.
You fucking see the ball, Barry. Finally throws a normal pitch, and I do that.
Donald, I wouldn't even throw anything off speed.
Hey, Coach, when I need advice, which will be never because I'm perfect, I'll be sure to let you know.
One more time. I'm dead on 5 steps.
Place the container under it and then unscrew the plug. Get the motor off your base. And simply use this so one other thing. Is there anything else? Bison Martin is an affordable and durable truck bed cover designed to be used even in the harshest Canadian weather. It is made of top quality aluminum plate that allows it to hold up to 300 pounds. It also features black powder coated finish and aluminum hinges for extra wear resistance and protection. 1-inch panels are incredibly strong while remaining light and easy to fold. House features rubber fused seal keeps the weather out. It sits tight to the bedside rails, front rail, and tailgate cowling. Use our added LED light when opening the tailgate at night for added visibility of your truck cover. If needed, the cover can be removed in minutes without any assistance or extra tools. Just release the T-handle mechanism on 4 side points and lift the cover off. It can be reinstalled just as quickly.
Hey, you finally hit his fastball, Joe.
I did?
I just pressed X and hope for the best. Jeez, get the damn ball.
You know, the hell you doing out there?
Yeah, who's asleep now? Oh, shut your damn mouth, Joe. I was just astonished at the fact that you hit it. Damn it, Donald. I hate you so much. Feelings mutual. Fine, Donald. You want high fastballs? I'll give you a high fastball. Oh, more like a high meatball. Why do you do this to me, Joe? I was trying to get him back.
Your guy is hitting low 90s on his fastball, Joe. Ours is hitting 100 plus. It's a big difference.
Whatever, Ben. There you go. Way to bounce back. Or not. Safe? No way. I got him. Tell the rest to put their earmuffs on. Well, let's see the play first, and then... Never mind. No, I don't want him to cover his ears. Tell the other guys.
That's literally what he's doing.
Not even close. That's malarkey. I got the fair and square. Well, if the replay wasn't clear enough for me, see what the dump said. Ah, take that, Donald. You're a... That means safety fucking room. Oh. Back here.
Looks like you only got one.
That animation is so broken. Very rarely do I see that picture. Jeez. The play didn't know me today, Donald. Not PGA. Yeah, I bet you wasted one PGA so you could cheat again, right? I'll take it.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing, Ben? Take two, baby. Actually, don't take two. Cross to the whiskey. What fucking time is the fucking fever?
Some decent contract, too.
What were you trying to chop it? I tried to check my swing and when I was around the
Oh, fuck, too
I
late.
think it's the most overrated player in baseball.
wrong. Like right now, they're all time. Huh. I don't know. That's of course.
Gee, I thought that.
Cringe. Anyway, I'd say good.
What? Derek Jeter is the best shortstop of all time.
Maybe the odds of his fucking brother.
Holy Toledo. Maybe one better shortstop. Always shooting it wide.
Those weapons.
Like a recent name, Barry.
The fuck? You said it all the fucking time. Sorry, I was looking at you.
Yeah. No, he was a third baseman.
He played shortstop too, dumbass.
Not only me. He did.
Who the fuck cares? He played over 1,000 games in full. Also won 2 gold glove games.
Okay, and Jeter won 5. Your point?
What about one? No. Then, you know, we get he's your new favorite player and all that, but let's not bring him up right now.
All right, so I think this debate is settled, and Jeter is not the most overrated player ever.
What do you mean? We just gave you a perfectly good example. The guys that are better.
You guys did get 13.
You played both the hell.
You give me a dude who hasn't played in like 100 years.
So they were both better. I gotta hate guys.
All right, so if you humor me, let's just say, hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, that...
No,
hypothetically. No, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. For the sake of your own fucking argument, you are throwing out bullshit exceptions to your own fucking question. Yeah, like I'm not even mad at your opinion. Jeter's the greatest shortstop ever. That's good for you. You can think that. But you asked us to name 2 guys we found better, and you decided to make rules to support your own opinion.
Whatever, I just think you guys are totally wrong.
And that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. Just don't post that shit on Twitter, man. You'll get worse than I do.
Well, anyway, who do you think, Barry? Who's your most overrated player?
I don't know. Are you going to create more bullshit with whatever answer I give? Probably.
I guess not. Sorry I like to debate.
Well, so do I. But not when you ask me to name an all-time athlete. Just to tell me I can't be an all-time athlete. Donald doesn't like to debate. He just interrupts his opponents.
Nope, just you losers.
Damn it, shit is hard to hit. You make a catch for them.
Da-da-da. Fourth better not, man.
What? No way. What the fuck is catch, man?
Yep, I know. I'm incredible. Wait, what? It didn't count?
Oh, damn. They didn't trap it? Nah, Barry, that shit was clean. The receiver probably didn't have control of the ball when he came down with it. Well, let's see.
Bro, they didn't hit a single grain of dirt. What the hell?
If he goes through your gloves, then it's not going to happen. You were there, you were the one that did it.
Yeah, but going through the glove happens a lot in this game. Point is, it never touched the ground.
Oh, well, way to go, man. What was that, Barry? I feel bad. I don't want to win by having 3 of the do without shit. That was a clean catch by Ben.
Classy guy, you didn't have to do that, Barry.
What a loser. I would have ran with that shit, Barry. Well, if Bill and I are going to come back and win, all I'm going to do is clean it. And I just feel like winning. Yo, winning, clean. Ha ha.
Oh, man. Come back early?
I will have your podcast canceled and demonetized if you blow this season. What would be the point of demonetizing it if it's already canceled? You wouldn't make money either way. That's Trump's logic. Y'all, shut the fuck up, yo. You're from fucking Delaware.
All right, the closer's coming in.
Barry, please don't speak. Yeah. Well, maybe if I have some help later. All right, one more round to go, Ben. Don't fuck this up. Oh, sure you don't. No, definitely not a chance on this one.
Solid effort. Probably for the best. Would have just not counted anyway.
Thanks for the shutout. You sorry, Saxon.
Sports Center top 10. Oh, dang it.
What the fuck, Ben? What the hell is the matter with you?
I wanted to end it on a bang.
For who? Barry and Joe? You guys cut that one too, and now we have to give them another out. Fucking ass hat. Look all this up there.
And just like that, we got ourselves a ball game.
Close the door, Chapman. Time out.
I mean, what an inning.
Isn't it convenient that the guy always gets the third out right after blowing the fucking game? And now he's jumping and hiding himself. Oh, what the fuck is this? You guys are deeply Barry's bringing in Albert after set.
Down to hit. Just we did.
Oh yeah, he's a jump throw. Over base play, and over base play.
Yes. No.
Double play. No, I only got the rats.
There's two. Looks like it'll all come down to me in the seventh. Per usual.
Relax. Clutch Ben is making a special appearance.
Pretty sure his flight got delayed.
Oh,
That's going to be trouble, Barry.
really? You think so?
Yeah, it hit the ground.
Head home, Ben.
No shit, Donald. And Ben Shapiro walks it off and wins the Reds the game.
After almost blowing the game. Way to go, Barry.
The hell you mean way to go, Barry? I tied things up with 3 runs in 1 damn inning. The fuck did you do to contribute?
I was killer moral support.
Oh yeah, you were killer all right? Killed the chances of us winning with your lack of offensive production.
Oh, I can be offensive if you want me to be offensive.
No, I'd rather not get demonetized. And I said off, Joe, offensive.
You definitely said offensive.
Yeah, I heard that too. Ben, I'm really not trying to...
White Spot supports local farmers, growers, and suppliers, and we're proud to serve you the best of Canada every day.
Nah, dude, this ain't it. This really is not it, because we have ourselves some commentary to go out there and talk about from Vancouver Canucks goal-scoring stud, Brock Besser. The Canucks play off against an apparently Nathan McKinnon-less Colorado Avalanche later today. I don't know, man. He's got to go out there and try to hold off Nikita Kucherov for the Art Ross as this season comes to an end. So who knows? Vancouver playing off against a McKinnon-less Avs team. We'll see what happens. But that is not the topic of today's video. Today we are going over what Brock Besser said to Sportsnet's Ian McIntyre in a piece that was published earlier this morning. Because essentially, Brock Besser just might have confirmed that he could be leaving the Canucks. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if I hit the point hard enough with that sentence. Maybe more like Brock Besser confirms that he's probably not coming back to the Canucks. Is that a more accurate way to describe it? Let's go out there and read this piece on sportsnet.ca. It hurts. The Canucks missing the playoffs is a result of misfortune and mistakes. IMAC is, of course, one of the best in the business, and this article of his will be linked in the description to go out there and read yourself. It's an interview with Brock Besser. Let's go out there and read some of these comments. The article talks about the Canucks losing out in the playoff race because of Minnesota's win over San Jose. I think it should say 8-7 win, not 7-6 win, right? Yeah, slight oversight there by IMAC. The article says Minnesota's 7-6 OT win over San Jose. It's not 7-6, 8-7. Besser says it hurts. We wanted to be in the playoffs again so bad. If you get in, you never know what can happen. We were playing some good hockey when we had everyone in the lineup, and then we ran into more injury problems. We've had the distractions this year and injuries throughout the lineup all year. Yeah, it's been a rough year. But there's no excuses. We didn't win hockey games when we were supposed to. Man, that accolade mentality really does bleed through the whole organization, doesn't it? When you get into the playoffs, you never know what can happen. Anything can happen as long as you make the playoffs. Even as an 8 seed, you can go out there and defeat everybody. I know it's not necessarily wrong because, for example, the 8 seed ends up defeating Vancouver handily and then winning the Stanley Cup in that year. It happens, but of course, the anything can happen mentality has been moved on in this city for quite some time in some sort of a way to parody the sentiments from Francesco Aquilini, which puts the organization towards making decisions that benefit the short term rather than the longer term. Decisions that also sacrifice the long term by prospects and picks and stuff. Oh, anything can happen if we just make the playoffs. Let's continue on with this commentary from Brock Besser. The article goes out there and talks about the end for Besser. After 550 games for the Canucks over the last 8 seasons, these are the likely final 4 games for Besser, the free agent eligible winner who's been with the team since scoring its debut straight out of college on March 25th, 2017. That was 8 years ago, Brock. That's crazy. There have been little traction in contract discussions between agent Ben Hankinson and Aldine, who listened to trade offers on Besser at the NHL deadline a month ago. but said other teams didn't show much interest in the 28-year-old from Minnesota. Besser said before the Dallas game on Tuesday that he does not expect to remain with the Canucks. Honestly, it's unlikely at this point. He told us, it sucks, and it's unfortunate. I'm just trying to play good hockey, and then I'll worry about everything after that. We all know it's been a roller coaster of a year. There's been a lot of different things. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. The question is, do you see yourself coming back, or do you see yourself re-signing? Something to that effect. With Vancouver, before free agency, or do you expect something to get done before the draft? It's just whether or not he expects to be coming back, remaining with the team. It seems like it's unlikely at this point, Brock says. When was the last time a player straight up said in the media that he doesn't think he's going to re-sign with the team that he is on? With 4 games left in the season, nonetheless. I mean, there have been many situations in the past where you know that guys are not going to re-sign just because of the vibes, just because of the commentary, and the little reading between the lines. But this is like, hey, Brock is literally saying verbatim, directly, bluntly, no strings attached, no reading between the lines. He just straight up says, yeah, it's unlikely that I come back to the Canucks at this point. What the hell, dude? This is a negotiation tactic? Is this him trying to lead to Patrick Albany publicly? Man, please sign me. Please give me the contract. I just want to stay. Is this Brock going out there and sending a message to his agent? Why would he do that? Can't he just talk to his agent on speed dial? Well, this is where we get back into the article. After struggling for long stretches this season amid the distractions, Besser said he won't even talk to his agent until after this season. Yeah, I'm refusing to talk to Hank right now, Besser said. I feel like I'm playing a lot better hockey recently, and I don't want to get distracted. That's one of the things I've learned. When there's distractions, I don't play my best hockey. The mental aspect of the game is so important. This year, there have been a lot of distractions. And that might even be more bizarre than what we had just seen. Besser saying that it's unlikely he comes back. He's not even talking to his agent? Bruh, he's admitting that he's not talking to his agent? What in the world? Oh man, distractions. Talk about distractions, man. JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, all the injuries, after them getting hurt constantly. Tons of distractions this year. Totally the opposite from what we had seen last year when Brock was a 40-goal guy and he scored all these clutch goals and last-second goals to send the game to overtime. That he did that this year, but still, Brock did go through an extended stretch this season where he was not as effective as we expect him to be. Even in a year where he's so wishy-washy up and down, he still ends up with 25-plus goals, which I think is pretty good, all things considered. But you also have to think about, like, hey, there's other guys, like PSU, 20-plus goals in a year where he was just so amazing. That also goes into whether or not some of these guys come back too, I would say. But getting back over to Brock, this is where he goes out there and says this. When you look back at times this season where we struggled as a team, and if we were just a little better, we'd be in the hunt right now. It's frustrating. That might just encapsulate some of the entire sentiment that Canucks fans feel as well. If they were just better. If Miller and Patterson just didn't fight. If the injuries just didn't strike as much as they did. If the Vancouver Canucks going to make the playoffs. And now, we're looking at Brock Besser saying that it's unlikely he sticks around. Are those two things connected? I wouldn't necessarily say so. I think a good chunk of it happens to do with Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford. They went out there and re-signed Marcus Pettersson, re-signed Drew O'Connor, re-signed Kevin Lankinen. They re-signed a bunch of dudes, and then they completely ignored Brock Besser. Oh, they gave him a contract offer. Yeah, it was enough for he didn't play. Oh, boy. What a great time to be a Vancouver Canucks fan. Yeah, baby. The Canucks play up against the Colorado Avalanche later today, so we'll see what happens in that game. Post game's probably going to come a little bit later because I do have hockey myself. I have to go and miss out on the third period of the Canucks and Avs game, and then I'll make a video about it after I'm done. It'll probably be a lot later. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this commentary topic right here. We'll talk about Colorado, Vancouver later, but for now, what are your thoughts on Brock Besser? Oh boy, the guy could be leaving here soon, and he's gone out there and talked about it in the media. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this British Actuals 99. And bye.
Hey, I need this help, Gemini. No problem. You could try using mayonnaise instead. What about Greek yogurt? If you don't have mayonnaise, then yeah, Greek yogurt is
Someone wants me to get my date for
Just kill him, but anyway. You're out.
Attention, boys and ghouls. Nope. Every Halloween, I dress up in an amazing costume. Do you ever get what I have?
No, yeah, we've all in into espresso.
Very funny, Richard. This year, that won't be a problem because you're going to be my costume. This pack me of nipples. No. Brown. Today, oh not today. Go to Mark. Rod Stewart. Martha Stewart. He-Man. Have some humor. You got it. Hey, Ronnie. Girl. Look out here for you. Ooh, hey, never mind. No, I want to go. Just yeah. It's fine. I have to do first. For the sound of the attention, you'll make sure that's
Right. What's going on? Any idea on emotional house trouble this spent the meeting? I don't know. Did you think you saw the video with some of the internet still doing his biggest around here? Oh my god, he's the bad joker. It's punk, but that's really adorable. Well, if he has, it would go around kind of play. His shows.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, it's really good. Keeping a low pro for that contact. Brooklyn, no one's questioned their identity. Definitely staying off the net. Right, correct. Right.
Okay. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, I think we're good.
But nobody can ask me how I'm doing.
Oh, I think this was a personal conversation.
It's not everybody. It's official business. I was just texting you to take record of it, but it was fair. So I was friends. It makes sense. It's a form of things.
There's something involved. Who do you look about?
I don't know. Simone? I'm sorry. Stop it. And when everything is fine, everything's honestly, everything is totally fine. I wouldn't get money with this person. Less, but this is what. What do you do? Good. Good. What is it? Ooh. Really good.
I don't let clarity do anything illegal. You're always safe for me. Larry got the team. And deserves to have the team.
still at the States.
Yeah, sure, that's good too. So, I've been fighting on this thing, I've been with the level. That's the first one. One time is over. So, it's a fight. Love it, though. Yeah, it's devastating for himself. But, you know what's really killer is if you said nothing at all. Oh, interesting. Like, let that know, you're not even worth my staying up all night. That's ridiculous.
One time to do all night.
Trust me. Certainly understand. Which I recently learned about faces and not that. But we're doing it. Yes. I should be the bigger person. It shouldn't be hard given the fact that it's not technically a person.
Well, Mayor's Service, the NYCD, bestowed this award on Detective Rosa Diaz. Thanks for all the passion. Many hope.
How are we not fucking in the playoffs yet? We.
Remember.
No, I didn't go
Thank you for this honor, Deputy Chief.
Okay. You're welcome.
Watch time is on. Whoa, that is all ways. No, it's lit. Attention squad, here's where we stand vis-a-vis whether or not the precinct will be shut down. The precinct will be shut down.
I thought the initial hearing wasn't until tonight. Maybe Friday you heard that maybe the 7th floor is going to shut down instead.
There's no way that's true, and it would have a friend. I do so. Although I was here with events and really talked to email. Okay.
Santiago's work acquaintance is correct. Tonight at 7, the committee is convened between us and the 7th floor. Although the 7th floor has a significant advantage, they house an elite gang task force.
Well, this is on you, sir. I begged you for a task force, but no. You wouldn't give me funding for Strike Team Thunder, Kill Alpha, Colon, Hard Target.
You never told me what it's for.
It's a Strike Team. Kill Thunder, Colon on Hard Targets.
Something's been as small as precinct. It's the last time I'm going to stand over there and look at you guys. Get back close your damn legs.
No. This isn't over yet. Sure, maybe we don't have Strike Team Thunder, Kill Alpha, Colon, Hard Targets. But we're the 9-9. You have Rosa, Charles, Tina, Amy, Cleary, and Carl.
It's Mark.
Sorry.
There's apparently someone from outside the inner circle. Listen, inner circle?
The point is, we're not
Oh wow, we can actually follow our way through. That's fucking amazing, actually.
But he cannot shut us down. So come on, Captain. Give me something big and juicy. What do you got?
Let's sit here over there and fight those.
We are S to the B.
Okay, well, what's going on?
Thanks for asking, parents. You see, the food in the prison was inedible. All I thought about day and night were the things I would say. Anyway, I thought I'd do a lot of sex with you. Doing sex with foreplay. And so I expected to get my food chance to come through. Unbutton your pants and take off your shoes, because there's going to be a Joy Club in Sodium at Freedom Beach 2017. We begin where all great stories begin, in the great little town. After that, we're going to move our adventure over to Cheeseburger Mountain, which is
Ever since a deadline, we just been fucking story. Okay.
stuff that you can avoid that, but it's attached to the Thanksgiving turkey theme, because I was thinking about that a lot for the kids. And finally, we have a big old Passover brisket, because you know I love my mom. And you all take a seat while I make a toast. Time for you to get your leaders. So, ready for dinner? Yeah. It's like something sweet. Savory. After about 30 minutes ago, we probably got 10 minutes left on the snack. 12, 13 minutes. Get strapped to work it.
Let's send it to head.
Oh, wait. That is not worse than abort. Yeah, abort! Who are those folks?
Captain told Uncle passed away. We were close, but I wanted to do something.
Interesting. Flowers are a bold choice, yeah, I know. But I can still be to you.
We had expressing condolences.
Yep, it's on.
What are their gifts? Captain Holt Chief's gifts. I think a thoughtful email is the way to go here. Dear Captain, we were all so sorry for your loss. Group sentiment very meaningful. Please let us know if there's any change you can do. So with that, very respectful. Correct. I am the king of respectfulness, Bishop.
Wait, did you say that's from your personal or work account?
Personal. It's personal matter. Personal friend. It's personal uncle.
So you remember to turn off your signature ring.
I don't know. Hey, Captain, I just sent you an email. Dear Captain, we were all so sorry for your loss. Please let us know if there's anything we can do. That's from 565. I was hacked. Thank you for the email. And then goodbye. You're very welcome. I'll address it as stated, but... Captain, don't do this, Storm. You have to be strong for her right now. What's going on? You didn't feel the place. Come on! She's been here forever. It's basically part of the force. Take going instead. It's free. We can let us in, but you may at least have 5 minutes to say a proper goodbye. What is it? Let me just start by saying that this machine is... Whoa! Thank you, good sir. Yeah, we will not stop this night. Any second remote? Sure, I got yourself. I see I said you bought this booth exactly in the last 3 days.
Fine, it's 10 minutes to call you. I have to get back to my ecstasy passport, get the guy to take me to the big bird thing, let her shut it down.
Brilliant!
I feel bad at this, man. Big holy crap, man, it's boss. The pop here. So, do this. But I said, I'll say, it's my good practice.
Merry Judy, Mr. Just Judy Christmas. Damn it. Well, no! I'm going to bring us up down. Crazy. Am I being not very much? Come on, damn, I need something back.
Why things clear up?
Here, honey. Just Judy, you're the best. Red Ringer. And Baldwin, there's the girl. Shut up. Hey, good luck, kid. This is what happens when you're naughty. Gentlemen, 20 cargo ships in the last 3 months. Whoever's behind this smuggling ring knows their way around the docks, so we're going undercover onshore. I will be Bomb Tom Tucker, a gruff, spinning, punch you in the gut sailor man, taking a little break on dry land, just until my girlfriend Angela gets out of Whiskey jail. No, bonded. There's some tobacco in there too. Bond chews them. The next dick's super dizzy. And I tweet, Tucker, you cannot use your own name anymore. I got a job for my truck. But I kept it because I love this big dog. What's the business going, Captain? Don't want to get our shit down the dock. The leaders of cargo smuggling? The mafia was political. Oh, that's great. Good. Yeah. Case closed. I guess he's carrying it out there. Real business. Coffee, extra black, extra no sugar, and real warm. Real hot and jocks. I want to know a great piece for me. Quick, snap you ruined it. Your friend Bob, he was working for Jimmy Cliff, the biggest. The call you don't want to take. Bob was that's or I think that's something super boring. Potatoes, opinions. Why rice? Fried rice. Those are just something the rice is like love. Also, a lot of money. That was something now. I could have known they could do this. There was fun. It was the next one.
Yeah, I think we crush and we win.
When he comes out of the coma, we'll get the coma. I'm getting this. I can't stab him. Chances that we're also fun. Confidence is still scary. And Karen is safe and free. I'm running the cafeteria. See if I can get up to my coast bridge. You know?
I think we did point anyway.
Oh, great man. I forgot my wallet in my don't do. Turns out I'm going to have to kill you. I've never been more shocked. Thank you, partner. Yeah, welcome, right? Sheriff Burke. That's right.
Remember how I saved the detectives in prison in exchange for a favor? I'm just calling. Wait, this isn't my order. What?
We fucking made it. Let's fucking go.
Didn't own the favor, but you own it. So, what about right now? If you do have to tell Thompson to do that, I think that your boss is stepping out to the commissioner's job. Yeah, I don't think so. Where you want it? A permit for a block party? You don't even have to break the law. This is fantastic news. I am not giving Jake Murphy that permit. He only wants to keep the block party in the cover. Something criminal, a robbery, a murder, or something worse. You don't know that for sure. And that's your loophole. I don't believe in loophole. What's the loophole for that? Remember that time when the antique help and that all-you-eat deal that they set a time limit? I ate pancakes for a week for $3.99. All I had to do was sleep there and never shower. What? I will not be using a loophole for them. As always, I'll be using the main hole or no hole. I choose no hole. Instead of full loop. And it's just Charles. Yes, that's concerned. Think you know someone kicked it. Unbelievable. All right, gang. Dive 8-4. How's everyone hold up?
Honestly, I'm going to last forever. You hear that, bitches? I'm gonna last forever. I'm doing great. This morning, the homeless guy on my street said my skin looked dope.
What's going on? Why do you all have matching bags? We're doing a diet together. My wife found it. She heard about it at Mommy and Me graphic design. Wait, it might have been Thomas karate. She takes our little ladies to so many classes, I can't keep it straight. Childhood is truly a time of wonder.
This diet is very scientific, sir. All the meals are pre-planned and delivered to your doorstep. This is our breakfast.
An orange wedge, 3 cashew nuts, and a solitary grape.
It's actually more than you realize. Sometimes I can't even finish all the grapes.
Well, this seems unnecessary to me. You're all interpreted. You can always be healthier, sir.
And I like the challenge.
Plus, it's a good team building. We're going to get through this together. Hey, guys, hold this. Lick the baggie. There's food molecules.
Hey, Captain, got a second?
It's Captain.
What did I say?
Captain. Captain Rod.
Right, but to be fair, Captain Crunch was a war hero and the primary male role model in my house growing up, so. Anyways, Captain, you know that jewelry store robbery down by Grand Army Plaza? I know who did it. Dustin Whitman. I put him in Rikers 2 years ago. He just got out, and the crime scene matches his MO perfectly.
Okay, what do we got? Security capsule, male suspect, box with 9.
Wearing a black ski mask. He bypassed the McConnell alarm by using the magnetic kill switch. He only stole diamonds, nothing over 2K.
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know?
I'm a detective. That's what I do. I'm just kidding. I need a lot more information, but that would have been a great exit line, right? Crime checks aren't done yet, but I'm 100% sure it's what it's.
Well, let's see what kind of physical evidence they turn up, and then we can talk away.
Actually, hilarious story. So that is Dustin Whitman.
You already arrested him with insufficient evidence. By law, we have 48 hours to find that evidence, so we have to let him go. You just started the clock.
Someone's emergency meeting.
Inspector Santiago.
Big date tonight. How do I look?
Well, I think you look. Sorry, that was supposed to be a cat call. I don't know how this works.
Hey, is this why you were getting makeup tips from the prostitute in the holding cell?
Just wanted to know how she got such smoky eyes. I thought it was an STD rush.
Detective Peralta's made a caller in the jewelry store heist.
Well, you got it, Jakey.
That's okay. No, he didn't get sufficient evidence to make it stick. So we have the next 48 hours to fix his mistake.
What evidence did you have when you arrested this guy?
It's pretty ironclad stuff. Justin, it's been a while. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Well. If it isn't Joe Peralta, that's it, you're under arrest.
It could. If we don't find something conclusive, it jeopardizes the case and opens the department up to a lawsuit. So cancel your plan. We're here until this is over.
Tim Peralta.
Oh, I know who was mad at Peralta for ruining their weekend. But that was it. I was just demonstrating for Detective Peralta what a fact is. So are you getting an Italian sub for breakfast?
I am, but Amy said I should be more veggie, so I got extra pepper. Just more.
You need to watch yourself.
I'm sorry. The cop. All right, let's everybody just fake out. Oh, what? Are you going to arrest me for dancing?
You call that dancing? It's dancing.
What is happening? I'm defusing the situation. Dance again.
Why am I so long again? I think $7 for it.
Don't worry, son. I got it. Oh, my hands are coming fire from looking fire.
Come on, it's
Much cord.
come on.
Here we go.
Yeah, dancing's over. Situation with you.
No.
So I got assigned to this one Russian on his training day. Made him smoke angel dust and gun points. King Kong. Ain't got nothing to hold with me.
Isn't that the plot? It's tagline.
The movie Training Day? Yes. Great observation, thanks. That's because it's based on my life.
Lunch is over. Bunch of trays. Now, Peralta.
I haven't finished my lemon cookie.
Oh, and you're not going to give it to me either. Give it to me.
No, you want the cookies?
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, this is Dope Tech from Wix.
There's your cookie.
You're going to the vault.
Oh, I'm going in the hole there.
Yeah, bring it on. Yeah.
One day I'll be out of here. I'll come for you. I'll come for you.
Hey, Word, what's up?
Next time, don't wait so long to spit the cookies. I've been waiting here for 4 minutes, and it's gross. Okay, next time. What's up with Romero?
All right, he's got a delivery coming in on Wednesday. One of the cafeteria workers is smuggling something in with the produce.
Great. See you Thursday. Wait, what? You're just going to leave me in here in solitary? You spit in a guard's face. That's 5 days in a hole.
Yeah, but, I mean, you made me do that.
Oh, we don't want anybody to be suspicious, huh? Have fun. Try not to go crazy.
No big deal. Our date was nothing. Not afraid to be low with my thoughts. My thoughts are awesome. Die hard sex on a cruise ship, pizza day restaurant, my father never loved me, I'm gonna die alone. Oh boy, that happened fast.
Guard. Go ahead, what? Oh, my goodness. Guard. What are the chances?
I'm pretty real.
Oh, I mean, when Debbie got me spending, I thought I needed to water. Beth! What?
You get shaved, Boyle.
Not here!
This installation is composed of Constantine's accounts of the First Punic War. In the year 260, yes, the First Punic War, the sexiest of all wars. Hi, Dr. Albrin Einstein. I have an urgent question for you about ancient Greece. Shall we walk? Of course, Dr. I feel like you said Einstein? Yes, that's correct. It's a family name. What is going on? Captain Olsen, just follow my lead.
Your theory is wrong. The Greeks did not climb out of the Trojan horse's butt.
Put this on. The road sharing kind of work. Can we think of dimensions? Put it on.
Kevin, Dr. Einstein, Professor McGonagall.
Nice little adjusted mix. Get in. Put this card in.
Professor?
Hello, Kevin. It's me, Raymond Holt. We need to get you to safety. Your life is in danger.
Gobble, $1 back. I want to hear what you turkeys are thankful for.
Charles, you gotta stop.
I don't gobble understand people. Charles, gobble.
Dude.
Gobble.
Gobble, gobble, your tail feather is caught in the gobble door.
Thank you, gobble. Wait, what?
Oh.
Gobble.
Gobble. Hello? Followed all your rules. I'm on here. I'm not wearing a wire. I came alone. There's no backup. Come on, man. I need your help to take down your brother.
Doug Judy, the Pontiac Bandit.
Hey, bud. Nice legs. Why are you boxing? So you would know I'm not wearing a wire. Your buddy Scott said I had to. Oh, that makes sense. Scott's a perv. Hey, Scott, wherever you watched it from, go home. What's on point?
Looking for your foster brother, George.
Hate the guy. Stole from my mom, burned the house down. Worst of all, he ran off with my LP and Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. It's my favorite album. Haven't heard it in 20 years.
I mean, Can't you just stream it? Can't do that still? The studio demands violence. Right, violence, whatnot. Okay, well, George is a murderer now, and he just escaped from prison. I think he might be trying to flee the country. You want me to help you catch him? Like when X-Men teamed up with Magneto to stop Apocalypse. I heard that one was bad. It wasn't great. I still want to see it, though. I'll watch it again. Does that mean you're in? Of course I am. Man, it feels good to be on the same team for once. How we coming to work together? Your things off. The party has been and Jay the cops. Oh, take you down, cruise to the streets where they but with girls who are hot for the band, there's a talking police dog that helps them solve crimes. Okay, good. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Doc. Hey there, Sarge. Not deprived, but I can help it over here. You going to the doctor? Everything okay? My ears are burning. Don't say vasectomy? I got snipped. No big deal, just numbs you out from trunk to skunk for a year. It's not supposed to. Trunk to skunk?
Hold it up. You're gonna let some quack doctor just knife around on her? You are blessed with a great power. And you should never snip its wings. You should let it soar.
Thanks, guys. If that's enough, I don't need any more input.
Neither does your wife, I guess.
Look, you guys, if the sergeant wants to chop off his penis, that is his choice. That's not what a vasectomy is. If you guys don't get back to work, I'm going to start firing detectives.
I'm glad. Sorry. I just never think of jokes.
Anybody else? This is your last chance.
God, no need to be so testy. Guess you won't be manning the tip line.
Sergeant, is this going to go on your permanent record? Now playing Scrotal Recall. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to start clapping because I just made a major drug bust. Talking about 4 kilos of cocaine, 200,000 cash, and my new partner, a tarantula. I call him Jake Jr., a.k.a. Spidey Clue, a.k.a. Mr. Dap Spider, a.k.a. Joe Spidey, a.k.a. Tarantula Bassett, a.k.a. Spike Dermot Mulroney, a.k.a. Tarantula Angelina. No, have you seen this spider? That's a terrible name. Why do you have that thing? Because they were going to throw him away, but I couldn't let them do that to my furry little... No, it's actually really scary up close. It's horrifying from everywhere. Terry hates creepy crawlers.
Seriously? I'm not going to your apartment if that thing is there.
All right, fine. Then he'll just live here and help me solve crime. Get used to him, everyone, because me and this spider are partners for life. He's gone. I left the cage unlocked and he's gone.
I'm good.
I'm out of here. He couldn't have gone far unless he can fly. Can tarantulas fly? Jake, put him on that spider. I'm not going back here until you do it. Sorry. I think I found it. Why are you looking at me like that? It's on my head!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most anticipated event in this precinct's history. The auction for
The suitcase of mystery.
exact.
These are all AI voices and are strictly for entertainment purposes. If you think I'm playing a video game to push political views of my own, then I really need to reevaluate my life. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for 10 seconds and you will... Nothing. Nothing will happen. Oh, you're no fun. Didn't I say I don't want to play this game? You've said a lot of things. We just don't care. What are we playing? What is the title of the video segment?
The hell am I supposed to read it while we're recording it?
Oh, right. Common Obama else. Can we play Cold War instead?
Cold War like the Call of Duty?
No, George, like the Medal of Honor.
I never played that one.
So I'm not playing a 3-year-old time. How about Warzone then? Yes, I'm going first.
No, we are not playing Warzone or any Call of Duty. So is Medal of Honor still on the table?
Medal of... What even is that? Come on, Barry, it's the highest military award for valor. The game, Joe, I'm talking about the game. We're going to do the same deal as last time. 10 holes, regular...
What is with the different icons on the left? There's like the golf ball, basketball, hockey stick.
Those are just different games, but we aren't doing those. I want to play basketball with your friends.
my friend ain't playing shit with you. Besides, what's playing golf?
Well, technically, they are still golf, but instead of shooting at a hole, there's a net with a goalie or basketball net. Interesting. So we can do that in a future episode, but for this one, we're going to do the same exact thing last time we played. Just on a different course. What course, Johnny?
The Polo Grounds.
No, you guys will like it. It's a cool one.
Trump National Golf Club? He said a cool one, not a lame one.
Haunted.
Must be Joe's basement. Hey, I don't know, guys. This map gives me the hibby-jibbies.
There's nothing scary, Joe. It's just a theme.
Promise me right now there are no jump scares.
Well, I'm not entirely... all right, yeah. All right. You all know what time it is. 6:13 in the afternoon.
Oh, shit. I better get to bed.
Nah, time to watch this drive.
I don't think you understand how much joy it brings me that every time you say that, you just completely spring off the fucking course.
The hell you mean that was playable?
Also, why the hell does Joe have a waving wiener on his blue ball?
Well, that's how he attracts all this. George, I already have to control these two children. No need for you to be the third.
Damn. You should have shut this down again, George. Someone say Cherry, because I'm so children. The hell was that? Did you just croak?
Got a little overexcited there. It's all right.
Yeah, Barry, I told you you can't be saying shit like that to Joe. He gets as high as his son when you say that. Can all three of you please behave? Oh, I think I've been quite well behaved. But all right then, screw you, Barry.
Actually, going to be a bit more conservative on this one.
Attaboy.
I guess the course is in need of repair.
See, that's why being conservative is a joke. Join the list, Georgie.
Can we not make this game of golf political?
Fake golf. What do you mean? He was the one that brought up his trash right-wing agenda, and look where it got him. Off course like the rest of them. Going up. George, off course. But if you want to talk about going off course, you can't even comprehend what topic you're supposed to talk about at any speech. Or stay on course when you just walk.
Well, thank you, Johnny.
Whoa, now. Don't be thinking out of your BFF now. Your ass still belongs in jail.
Can you all shut the hell up?
So that shot, I sure can.
The last time I checked, though, you're the one on trial.
It's all fake, George. Where have you been?
Not in the courtroom.
Now that was a good shot.
All right, time to release my trick shot skills.
Would have been more impressive if you got it in. It would have been more impressive if you... Shut up! You up.
Looks like none of us are getting far on this one.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? What the hell did you do that for? That ain't. My bad, Sam. That ain't. You shot it right at me. Cut the crap. And since when could we hit each other's balls? Balls.
So I turned on police.
Why? Oh my. So why wouldn't you tell any of us this?
I just did.
You think it was best to wait until the second hole to tell us, oh, by the way, we can hit each other's balls now?
Sounds a bit sweet. Not the same hole as walking down and saying only the second hole.
Stay up, stay up. You bitch. Oh, this is embarrassing.
When you interview right there, Barry, you're trying to turn on some bullshit setting for whatever reason.
I'm sorry, I'm going to miss this. You ready for the pop?
What? I didn't even fucking hit it.
Oh, that's good. I'm doing something that holds it.
Piece of shit, dude. Make sure to modify that scorecard so three for me on that last hole, Barry. No. Yeah. Well, you're not going to complain about it.
Well, I would greatly consider it had not been yourself maybe on the choice to do it. Whoa.
Well, I wouldn't. You're that slow. I had some accomplished shit. It knocked me down.
I said it was an accident.
Yeah, my ass.
Yeah, what were you all looking for when the presidential election? Yeah, we're not answering that question.
Is it just a political figure, Barry? Worried because you can't say the wrong name?
Oh, that was so close. Well, yeah, it's also good why this is an accident. But considering half of us are running, don't you think you already know half of our answers?
Oh, I hate this one. Where'd you see this? Up there.
Normally, when you go first, you kind of want to lead by example. Show everyone how it's done.
Oh, George is stopping his shit. Why not harass these business?
That's always good as an asshole.
Solid your shot. Let me be the one to lead by example.
Wow. That was a solid home defense.
That's how it's done, Scrubs. If I ran against Suzanne, I would have had a field day calling him Mutt Romney.
Yeah, he was my liberal opponent.
People bitching.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's good at all.
Damn it. What? Oh, yeah, the first time I ran, he won. I ran twice.
What happened to second?
I won, Bill. You were my vice president.
Oh, word.
What did you do?
The Romney. What Romney?
So it is mine.
No, damn it. Matt, that's not me.
You just answered the damn question very
I
deep.
don't know what the question is. I've been asked 10 different ones, and I'm trying to get my ball on the court.
Who do you want to win the presidential election? And why Donald Trump?
Yeah, nice try. Obviously, I'm looking for Bill.
Joe, Mom, you're really going to pick Joe over me?
Donald, I'm a Democrat.
There's so many better options than Joe.
Pick.
What?
There are literally so many better options than Joe.
Are you really going to correct my fucking grammar when you couldn't even pronounce the name Matt correctly?
Yeah, we had my fun. You just get that goodbye.
George, I don't want your vote. Nobody does.
And we voted to skip this poll.
Yeah, what do you want?
You know, it's a tough call to make, Georgie.
You really are one dumb idiot. You know that?
Better to be pissed on than off.
What?
Damn it, been waiting to use that line. Guess this wasn't the right time.
So you didn't even say the phrase, Bill.
Well, hang on, maybe you did.